Hey guys, it's your bro Richie Rich here again. It's your bro Richie Rich here again. Today in this video, I'm back with another video for you guys. Today in this video, I'm gonna be doing something a little bit different. Today I'm gonna be talking to you guys about a bike. That's right, a bike. So, I haven't really done bikes for a long time, just because I've been doing cars and all that stuff. And today, I'll be talking to you guys about one bike that really caught my attention and really caught my eye. Today in this video, I'll be talking to you guys about the KTM 390. So, I'm going to be doing, like, both of them. I'll explain to you whilst I get started. So, before I start, make sure you all like the video, subscribe, comment down below what you guys think, hit the like the video, subscribe, comment down below what you guys think, hit the notification bell, and hit all so you are alerted when I make new uploads. Right? So, without any further ado, let's get started. Here we go. So, the KTM 390 series is what it's called. So, I'm going to do both bikes right now. So, let's get started. So the KTM 390 series. Here we go. The KTM 390 Duke. So the KTM 390 Duke and RC 390 are 373.2 cc, 22.77 cubic inch displacement, single cylinder engine motorcycles assembled by Bajaj Auto. Bajaj is like saying Baja, B-A-J, so B-A-J-A, and adding J at the end. So Bajaj, I think, Auto, and KTM Asia Motorcycle. So KTM Asia Motorcycle Manufacturing Incorporated, or KAMI, or K-A-M-M-I, for the Austrian manufacturer KTM. The bikes were developed under a joint program of Bajaj, so both Bajaj and KTM engineers, in which the concept was developed in Austria, while everything else, including design and final product development, was done in India by Bajaj. The 390 Duke Standard, the 390 Duke Standard debuted at the 2012 EICMA show, which is Esposizione Internazionale Motociclo, I can't really say it. Accessori, or the Milan Motorcycle Shows, which is an annual trade show in Milan, Italy, featuring motorcycles. The 2018 show drew over 500,000 visitors and more than 1,200 exhibiting brands. The show is frequently used by manufacturers to debut new models. New models show in Milan, Italy, and went on sale in India, both India and the Philippines in 2013, and in the US in 2015. The RC390 sport bike was presented at EICMA. So EICMA the following year. After the Duke's initial release, KTM CEO, so the CEO of KTM, Stefan Pierer, I can't really say well. So Stefan is spelled S-T-E-F-A-N, and then Pierre, I can't pronounce it, but it's spelled P-I-E-R-E-R, announced plans to export the 390 Duke to the US for 2014. Bajaj said eventually the bike will be sold in 80 countries worldwide. So now we got the manufacturer, which is Bajaj Auto and KTM. Production 2013 and is still in production in the present or future. Assembly is in India, Philippines, and Argentina. There we go. The class is standard. The engine is a 373.2 cubic, not cubic, sorry, 373.2 cc, 22.77 cubic inch, 4-stroke liquid cooled single cylinder engine. Bore and stroke is 89, so 89 by 89, so 89 by 60 millimeters, 3.5, so 3.5 by 2.4 inches. The compression ratio is 12.6 to 1. Not good at ratios at all, I'll be honest. Top speed is between 174 to 182 kilometers an hour. If it was miles an hour, that'd be great. But in miles an hour, that's 108 to 113 miles an hour. Power output at 9.5, so 9,500 RPM. It would make 43 horsepower, but that's claimed. So probably, realistically, it would make like 40, so 40.29, rounded up to like 40.3 horsepower at 9,600 RPM. So an extra 100 RPM more than the claimed horsepower it would have. As for torque, it's the same, and it has like 35 Newton meters, 26 pound-feet at 7,250 RPM, so 7,250 RPMs, which is claimed, but again, realistically, I believe it would make like 32.92 Newton meters, 24.28 foot-pounds or pound-feet at 7,000 RPM. Ignition type is a Bosch digital. Transmission is a wet clutch 6-speed X-ring chain. The frame type is a tubular steel trellis, Trellis for the frame type. For suspension, at the front, it's got 43 millimeter WP telescopic forks with 150 millimeter 5.9 inch, don't really know what it was, 43 millimeters, so at travel. And for the rear is monoshock swing arm. So front, 43 millimeter WP telescopic fork, don't know what that is in inches, but that's at the front. At the rear, oh, hold on, wait, so front, 43 millimeter, don't know what that is in inches, WP telescopic fork, and 150 millimeter 5.9 inch for travel. That's at the front. For the rear is monoshock swing arm. For the brakes is I can't really say well. It's spelled B-Y, so B-Y-B-R-E ABS rotor or disc. For the front is a 4-piston radial caliper, 300 millimeters. For 2013 to 2016, an extra 20 millimeters more, so 320. And for 2017 and the present or future, like same amount of measurements for the rear, for like the front rotor for that year. As for the rear is 230 millimeters. Don't know what that is in inches. Next is tires. The tires are Metzeler Sportec M5s, 17 110/70 by 17-150/60. For the rake and trail, it's 25 degrees at 100 millimeters, 3.9 inches. Wheelbase is 1,367 millimeters, 53.8 inches. That's wheelbase. Dimensions for the length is 2,002 millimeters, 78.8 inches. Says length. Width 873 millimeters, 34.4 inches. Says width, run dimensions. Height is 1,267, so 1,267 millimeters, 49.9 inches. Rounded up is equivalent to approximately 50 inches. For the seat height, it's 800, so 800 millimeters, 31 inches approximately. So 800 millimeters approximately, and 31 inches approximately for the seat height. For the weight, it's 139 kilos, 306 pounds claimed for dry weight, and then like 154 kilos, 340 so 154 kilos, 340 pounds. So 154 kilos, 340 pounds claimed, and a little bit, a tad bit lighter, 153 kilos, 338 pounds. So that's with like the fluids, you know, like with the gasoline, coolant, all that kind of stuff, oil, whatever. Fuel capacity is 13.5 liters, which is so 13.5 liters, 3.6 US gallons for fuel capacity. Fuel consumption is 4.7 liters, 100 kilometers, 50 miles per gallon in the US, and 60 miles per gallon, so it's like important gallons. It's related to the KTM 200 Duke, which I think I talked about. I can't really remember. Pierre, hold on, my phone's about to die. Hold on, I'll be back. All right, so related to the Duke 200. All right, now we're on to the next part. So Pierre said in December 2015, so that was before or after I turned 10 years old, I think, I don't know, that KTM, both KTM and Bajaj plan to replace the 125, 200, and the 390 series Duke and RC lines in 2017, based on all new platforms. In part, Tarnovo meets Euro 4 emission standards, and to incorporate new technologies such as ride by wire. Say ride by wire. Next up is the 390 Duke. In its home market, the 390 Duke's engine size and weight place it in the mid-range category. And it sells for more than three times the average price of a motorcycle in India. As one Indian reviewer put it, the 390 Duke may well be a simple little A2 license commuter for the European rider, but in the environs of Mumbai traffic, it's a proper rocket-powered scalpel. In the US market, the same motorcycle is considered small displacement, lightweight, and relatively inexpensive. Similarly, the UK Sunday Times said, given that the 390 Duke weighs less than 150 kilos when it's full of fuel, I think it's like over 300, either below or over 300 pounds, I don't know. When it's full of fuel, you have to sit on it to stop it blowing away. It's as agile in traffic as a push bike and whippet thin. Don't know what that even means. Saying the bike was ideal for young riders with the A2 license, limited to 47 horsepower, which is not really bad for a motorcycle like that. It was pretty good. 47 horsepower. It's not bad. Who would find it easy to ride, so both ride and confidence inspiring. I was gonna say conceiving. Not conceiving, convenience, there we go, I was gonna say that. So, ride in confidence, inspiring, while feeling fast and sporty. Say both fast and sporty. Such a bike in the UK would also appeal to experienced riders looking for a both practical and efficient commuter bike and runabout. The 390 Duke won the 2013-2014 Jury's Choice Bike of the Year in the Bloomberg TV India Autocar India Awards. Indian Car Bikes said that with a top speed of 160 kilometers an hour, which is 100 miles an hour approximately, well, 99, but round up is like close to 100 miles an hour. It's not bad. And a 0 to 100 kilometer an hour, 0 to 60 mile an hour time of 5.5 seconds. It's not bad. So the 390 Duke is the fastest motorcycle made in India as of January 2014. So like the start of very early 2014. It's like the start of like the early mid 2010s, somewhere around there. Motorcycle Consumer News tested the 390 Duke's top speed to be 167.4 kilometers an hour, 104 miles an hour. So 167.4 kilometers an hour, which is 104 miles an hour approximately, with acceleration from 0 to 100 kilometers an hour, 0 to 60 miles an hour in 5.53 seconds. And a quarter mile time of 14.02 seconds at 147.87 kilometers an hour, which is 91.88 miles an hour. The brakes stopped the bike from 100 to 0 kilometers an hour, 60 to 0 miles an hour in 141.3 feet, which is 43.1 meters. And fuel economy was tested at 3.97 liters per 100 kilometers, which is 71.2 mpg, which is like important, but in the US is 59, so 59.3 mpg. The 390 Duke weighed 153 kilos, 338 pounds with the fluids, and the engine power was 40.29, rounded up like 40.3 horsepower at 9,600 RPM, which bikes these days rev to more than that, more than like 10,000 or 15,000 RPM, which is nuts. With 32.92, or round up like almost 33 Newton meters, 24.28 pound-feet of torque at 7,000 RPM. The brakes were considered to be the most obvious flaw on the 390. It has a kickstand sensor and switchable dual channel ABS, but no cornering ABS. Combined ABS, traction control system, engine braking control, adaptive brake lights, or cornering lights. As a feature, it has no keyless ignition, but only optional immobilizer key and alarm. So immobilizer key and alarm system. Now we got the 2017 update. After 2017, the 390 series. So the 390 series' front brakes were increased from 300 to 320 millimeters. The headlight was redesigned and converted to LEDs. The display became a color TFT thin film transistor panel with phone pairing capability, so you can pair your phone to the bike apparently. Seat height was increased from 800 millimeters, 31.5 inches to 800 millimeters, 31.5 inches to 830 millimeters, 32.7 inches. So there's a difference in those 30 millimeters, 1.2 inches, and wheelbase was decreased by 10 millimeters. So decreased by 10 millimeters. Both the brake and clutch levers were also made manually adjustable. The throttle now uses a ride-by-wire system, and the tank was updated from 11 to 13.5 liters, so it's extra 2.5 liters more, like 2.9 to 3.6 US gallons. So it's like 0.7 gallons more. Now we got the 2018 update. So 2018 update. In 2018, KTM updated its Duke 390 with some minor changes, where it added a deflector plate on the left side of the chassis to avoid exhaust heat near the rider's leg. The Duke 390 in India gained new features and updates. The Duke 390 came with a daytime running lights and is on Euro 4 emission standards. Now I got the 2020 update. The bike was made BS16, so BS6 compliant, and a bidirectional quick shifter was added. Now we got so that's the 2020 update done. So now we got the 2022 update. 3 new colors are available for the 2022 Duke, which was launched in Egypt as an ex-showroom price of 2.7 lakh. I can't pronounce it, but it's spelled L-A-K-H, which is around 3,400, so 3,400 US dollars. In Austria, it was released at 6,749 euros. In the US is like $7,982.04 in the US. And now, last but certainly not the very least, we have got the RC390. So manufacturers by Bajaj Auto and KTM. Production 2014 present. Assembly in India and Philippines. Class sport bike. Engine 373.2 cc, 22.77 cubic inch single cylinder bike. Well, single cylinder engine. Bore stroke 89 by 60 millimeters. So 89 by 60 millimeters. So 60 millimeters. There we go. 3.5 by 2.4 inches. Top speed 167 kilometers an hour, which is 104 miles an hour. Power, it has 40.3 horsepower at 8,600 RPM. Torque, around 33 newton meters. That's around over 24.2, like 24.3 pounds roughly. So 24.3 pounds to like kind of like, I don't know, somewhere around there, at 6,800 RPM. So power was 8,600 RPM, torque 6,800 RPM. Ignition type was a Bosch digital. Transmission multi-plate wet clutch slipper, 2017 in presence, and a six-speed X-ring chain. Frame type single piece steel trellis. So that's for the frame type. Suspension for the front is 43 millimeter WP telescopic fork with 150 millimeter travel. For the rear is monoshock swing arm adjustable preload damping. For the brakes is Bybre, or it's spelled BYBRE, ABS rotors or discs. For the front is 4-piston radial calipers, 300 millimeters, so 300 millimeters for both 2013 and 2016, and 320 millimeters, so 320 millimeters for 2017 and the present, for the rotors or discs, whatever you want to call it. For the rear is 230 millimeters. For the tires is Pirelli Diablo, so Pirelli Diablo Rosso 2s, ZR17s. For the front is 110/70, so front 110/70 rear 150/60. So they're both ZR17s. For the rake and trail is 23.5, so 23.5 degrees, 89 millimeters, 3.5 inches. So that's for the rake and trail. Wheelbase 1340 millimeters, 53 inches. So wheelbase approximately. For the seat height is 820 millimeters, approximately 32 inches. For the weight is 147, so 147 kilos, 147 kilos, 324 pounds claimed without the fuel. It says dry weight, and then 150 kilos, 340 pounds estimated, and 165.3 kilos, 364.5 pounds with like the fluids, you know, like fuel, oil, and all that kind of stuff. Fuel capacity is 10 liters approximately, so that's 2.6 US gallons. Fuel consumption is between 4.17 to 4.06 liters, 100 kilometers, between 67.7 and 69.7 mpg. So there's a difference in those 2 miles per gallon. So that's 56.4 to 58 mpg in the US. A sport bike version of the 390 Duke, the KTM RC390, was presented at the 2013 EICMA motorcycle show in Italy. So EICMA motorcycle show in Italy, though most details have been leaked a few weeks earlier. The 2014 model year road racing style bike has the same 373cc engine, making a claimed 44 horsepower at 9,500 RPM, with a claimed weight without the fuel of 147 kilos, 324 pounds, with a fuel capacity of 10 liters, 2.20 important gallons, which is like 2.64 US gallons. The wet weight will be 150 kilos, 340 pounds. The frame of the RC is a different single-piece trellis frame than the Duke, which KTM says is stiffer than the 390 Duke. The tires are Metzeler 110/70 ZR17 to the front and 150/60 ZR17 to the rear, where the Duke has a steering head angle of 65 degrees or 25 degrees rake. The RC's fork has a steeper 66.5 degrees head angle, so head angle, or 23.5 degrees for the rake. So it's 1.5 degrees more for the head angle, and for the rake is like 1.5 degrees shorter than the original 25 degrees for the rake. Anyways, the 1340 millimeter 53-inch wheelbase is 27 millimeters, 1.1 inches shorter than a Duke. The same Vibri brakes were switchable dual channel, so with switchable dual channel ABS, and WP 43 millimeter front fork and rear shocks are used on the RC390. KTM added a racing version of the RC390 called the RC390 Cup for use by motorcycle racers aged between 13 to 21 years old. In the A.K.A. Junior Cup, which is Allgemeiner Deutscher Automobil Club, so A.K.A., which in English is like General German Automobile Club in Germany. So in the A.K.A. Junior Cup, for A.K.A., I think that's like similar to the AA, you know, like checking for diagnostics for cars if they got problems and whatnot, and they get points, like as a reward for like a score of like what's the best. So if the car is in good condition, then they get highest points, then they get lower points if the car is not in good condition. So in the A.K.A. Junior Cup, a MotoGP event, the RC390 Cup has no lights or mirrors and no ABS to reduce weight, and an upgraded WP suspension, fully adjustable front and rear. The engine is detuned to a 38 horsepower to 38 horsepower with a block-off plate and has an A.K.A exhaust. So it has an A.K.A exhaust, which should sound great on cars. I'm not sure about bikes though. Anyways, motorcycle consumer news test results of the RC390's power were 40.3 horsepower at 8,600 RPM and 32.92, right, that was like 33 Newton meters, 24.28 pound-feet of torque at 6,800 RPM with a wet weight of 165.3 kilos, which is 364, so 165.3 kilos, so 165.3 kilos, which is 364.5 pounds. They found the top speed, so they found a top speed of 167.4 kilometers an hour, which is approximately 104 miles an hour, with an acceleration from 0 to with a quarter mile time of 14.02 seconds at 147.87 kilometers an hour, which is 91.88 miles an hour. 0 to 100 kilometer an hour, 0 to 60 mile an hour in 5.53 seconds, and braking from 100 to 0 kilometers an hour, 60 to 0 miles an hour in 43.1 meters. So, well, 141.3 feet, 43.1 meters. The tested fuel economy was 4.17 liters per 100 kilometers, which is like 67.7 important miles per gallon, and then 56.4 mpg in the US. Cycle World's road tests of the RC390 also showed a top speed of 167 kilometers an hour, which is 104 miles an hour, but faster acceleration 0 to a quarter mile in 13.67 seconds at 147.87 kilometers an hour, which is 91.88 miles an hour. And from 0 to 100 kilometers an hour, 0 to 60 miles an hour in 4.6 seconds. Braking performance and fuel economy were not so far off at 0 to 100 to 0 kilometers an hour, 60 to 0 miles an hour in 141.3 feet, which is 43.1 meters and 4.1 liters per 100 kilometers. 70 important mpg and 58 mpg in the US. Cycle World's tested power figure was 40.1 horsepower at 8,600 RPM, and torque was 34.4 Newton meters, 25.4 pound-feet, or foot-pounds, whatever. Motorcycle USA measured acceleration from 0 to 60 miles an hour in 4.9 seconds and 0 to a quarter mile time in 14.21 seconds for the 2015 model. Braking distance was measured. Braking distance was measured at 148.2 feet from 60 miles an hour to 0 miles an hour, with ABS disabled, and 151.7 feet without the ABS disabled. So with the ABS enabled. So that's a difference between those 3.5 feet actually. So it's a shorter distance with the ABS disabled. It has a kickstand sensor, but doesn't have combined ABS, cornering lights, adaptive brake light, or engine brake control. As a feature, it has no keyless ignition, but only optional immobilizer key and alarm system. Now we got a 2017 update. KTM revised the RC390 in 2017 by adding a slipper clutch, adjustable brake levers, ride by wire throttle, a larger 320mm front brake rotor, larger mirrors, and some both cosmetic and ergonomic changes. Now we got the 2020 update. Oh boy. The bike was made BS6 compliant, and a new color option was offered. So BS6, that's for the Baccarat Stage Emission Standards, or BSES. So that's in India for like their emissions. So 2020 update. The bike was made BS6 compliance, and a new color option. So color option was offered. And now, last but certainly not the very least, we got the 2022 update. Cornering ABS, and a traction control system were added. Increased fuel capacity to 3.61 gallons. A bidirectional quick shifter is optional. All right, and that is it, guys. So if you guys like this video, like and subscribe, comment down below what you guys think, hit the notification bell, and hit all so you are alerted when I make new uploads. All right, so that'll be it. I'll see you guys soon in the next video. But until then, stay safe, have a great day, and I'll see you guys soon in the next video. Take care, folks. Bye-bye.